Today I'm going to show you a very nice way to get great looking backgrounds for your animation if you are using Cartoon Animator 4. So stay tuned. Hey guys, my name is Eon and welcome to my Start Animating YouTube channel, the channel that is specifically aimed at everyone that is new to animation, and if that is you, welcome. You are at the right place, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and also click on that little notification bell so that you can get notified every week when I upload a brand new video. And if you are new to animation or you want to start out animation and you have no idea where to begin, you don't even know what software to use, well, I've got some great news for you. I've got a free video training tutorial. It is absolutely free, and what is great about this video is you work alongside with me, and by the end of the video you would have created your very first animation, and you will also know the basics like keyframe animation, etc., so that you can then go on and continue and create your very own animations. You will have the basic knowledge and the foundation is there for you to start creating your own animations and to learn and grow and get better at it. But the most important thing for me is so that you can get started, to start animating, and that's why I call this YouTube channel and my website Start Animating. I want you guys to start. So if you are new and you want to learn, you want to get this journey going, feel free, in the description box below there's a link. You can just click there and I will give you all the information on where you can get that video training. So guys, today we are going to look at how you can create great professional looking backdrops for your animations, especially if you don't know how to draw. There are many ways. You can go to Reallusion Marketplace and you can purchase some great looking backdrops or scenes for your animations there, but I'm going to show you another method, another thing that you can do. It's just another tool in your arsenal to get great looking animations. So what you do is you can go to creativemarket.com and you can go and create your very own account. You log in, and then what you need to do is you need to look for backdrops that has the Parallax feature. Let me quickly show you what that is. So in the search box you go and you enter Parallax and you search. So what happens is the first thing you need to go on graphics as well. And now what will happen is I want to show you something quickly here. If I click on this image quickly, I'm going to show you exactly what happens. Here you can see that a parallax background is basically the background in different layers. And that is what you want for your animation, because you want your character to kind of interact with your scene. If you have a living room, you want your characters to be able to walk past the couch, for instance. So you want your backdrops in different layers, okay? And this is what a parallax background is. You can see there that once you've purchased it, you will get it in different layers, and then inside Cartoon Animator 4 you can then basically import your backdrop and get all that layers sorted out for you. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is obviously you can then go and purchase it. Remember to learn more about the license, how you need to give credit to the specific artist. So make sure you take note of the license when you purchase your backdrop. Okay, so that is very, very important. Okay, now what you need to do is once you've purchased it, let me quickly show you. We're going to use a specific one. I just need to go to my account, my purchases. We're gonna work with one that I've purchased. So let's click here, and if we click here, so this is one that I have purchased in the past, and basically we're gonna use this one now, okay? And we're gonna convert this. There is some work that you need to do, but we're gonna convert this now and get it ready for Cartoon Animator 4. And the great thing is you don't need to have a graphic software. You do it online with a free platform, photopea.com. So you go to photopea.com, and then what you do is that backdrop that you've purchased, the EPS file, what you want is you want to drag that in there, and then it will upload it. And then you need to do some work, and you need to export all the different layers. Okay, so once it's imported, you will notice there's a few problems. This circle isn't supposed to be there. It is actually supposed to be softened, which it is Photopea didn't do. The first thing we need to do is we need to fix those mistakes. So let's quickly see in what layer that is. I assume it will be in that light layer. Yes, it is there. Okay, so what we need to do is, let's see where it is. It is that one and that one. Okay, so basically that is sorted, and then what we need to do is, I think that light we're going to export separately. Then obviously you'll see there's two circles there. Now let's quickly find that one. Is it on the floor? No. Wall? No. It's on the door. Okay, so let's see where that is. It is that one. Okay, so that is out, and then in the mirror you'll see there's two as well. So let's go to the mirror and let's see if we can find that one. Okay, it's not that. There you go. Okay, so all the mistakes is now basically taken out. Okay, so it doesn't quite look like the image that we've purchased, but at least we have solved all the issues. All the issues are solved. There's no problems that we're going to have inside Cartoon Animator 4 that will be exported incorrectly. Everything is sorted. This backdrop still looks pretty awesome in my opinion. So let's start exporting. So what we need to do now is we need to export everything in different layers. Okay, so let's take everything out, and then we start from the bottom. Okay, so this example we don't need to export that, so we can keep that. Then the floor. Okay, but as you've noticed, there is some reflection on the floor. Okay, so from the door you can see there's some reflection, so we need to export that. But let's see if there's not anything else that needs to be exported as well, just to make sure we're not missing anything. Okay, so it's just that. So from the door we need to okay, we sorted that out, and there's the door, so there's the reflection, and now we can export that. Okay, so let's export that as a PNG file, and export as PNG. And now you want it, I think this resolution is quite perfect, so let's make this the floor, and we can save it, and there you go. So the floor is sorted. Okay, so now this reflection we can now actually hide it. Okay, so that is, so let's see what, yeah, it's that, and that. So, and now we can hide the floor, but that door and the wall we want as one. Okay, so let's export that. So file, export as PNG, and let's say wall. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this actually as one image. I think that will probably be the best, just in case. So let's export that, and we say floor and wall. Okay, so now we've got that sorted. Okay, so now let's go to the wardrobe. That is just one basic image, but as you can see, there is something not really looking right. So what you can do is, let's see, it is probably, yeah, it is that. Okay, so what you will need to do is, you will now, let's do this again. So let's take that out. Let's bring back all of this. And so now you'll see the shadow and the reflection is there. So let's do that with everything. Okay, just to make sure that we're going to export everything correctly. So there is the flower. So we've got the shadow and the reflection sorted. Let's look at the carpet. Let's leave the carpet as the backdrop as well. And then the bed. The bed does have a shadow. I'm not sure if that has a shadow. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't. So we can take that out. Then the mirror has a backdrop. So let's okay, there you go. The mirror is sorted. The chandelier doesn't have to. The light doesn't have to. Table and chair. That doesn't look like it's at the right spot. Why is that? Okay, there it goes. And then we can just make sure we've got there you go. So now we've got the whole backdrop with all the reflections and shadows just the way we want it. Okay, so now we can start to export this backdrop. So let's export it again. So we export PNG and let's call it floor and wall. Let's call it 2. Save. Okay, so there it is saved. Now we can go back and we can export all the other things separately. Okay, so we want, let's move from the top. So let's take out everything again. And now let's bring back the table. But we can now remove the shadows. There you go. Okay, so there is the table and chair, but I would like to separate this. Or you can. You don't have to, but you can separate the two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export the table. And then we do exactly the same with the chair. So let's quickly, there you go, and let's export the chair. Export PNG. And we save. Okay, so we've got that as separate props. So the reason I did that is the chair and the table is in one folder, in one layer, but what I did now is I've separated the two, so it is now two separate props. So the chair, and I didn't export the layer as one image, I've split it into the chair and the table, because what I can do now is I can now move the table and chair apart, and I will have like separate it's separate props, so I can move them around. I will have problems with the reflections, but what you can do is you can maybe export everything without the reflections, and then maybe inside Cartoon Animator 4 or your editing software you can add the reflections later on. So that is something you can do as well. But that is why I've I've separated the two of them, because now I've got two different props. So here is the light. This I'm going to make multiply. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do is I'm going to export that as normal, and then I'm going to, inside my editing software, I'm going to add this image, and I'm going to add the multiply over it, because this function, you don't get it inside Cartoon Animator 4, but when I do my editing, I can add this image over it, and I can add it to multiply, and then I will have that effect that I want. And I'm going to do exactly the same with the other lights as well. So let's quickly save this as light 1, save, and then I'm going to do the same with these two as well. Okay, so I'm going to call this file, cancel, export light 2, and then file, export light 2 or 3. So what you need to do now is you just need to check this is on overlay. So that is quite important for you to know. So when you go inside your editing software and you add that layer, you need to make sure that you've got it as overlay as well, to get the same effect it has in your image. Okay, so we've exported the lights, now the chandelier. So let's go file, export chandelier. Okay, so we've got the chandelier sorted. Now the mirror, if you can remember, we now want the shadows, but we don't want the shadows, so we got rid of that. Export PNG. So basically you repeat this whole process. I'm gonna fast forward quickly. I'm gonna do this, and then we're gonna go over to Cartoon Animator 4 and we're gonna import everything, and then we'll take things from there. So basically you get the idea what you need to do, how to import your scene that you've purchased, and the things you need to look out for, and then you basically just export the different layers. You need to do a bit of planning. You export all the different layers, and then you can go to Cartoon Animator 4 and you can import all the layers back in. Okay, so I'm going to finish this and I'll see you just now when I import everything into Cartoon Animator 4. So see you now. Okay, so I have exported all the different layers as PNG files, and now I have opened up Cartoon Animator 4. This is Cartoon Animator 3. Cartoon Animator 4 is actually on my laptop, but this will work exactly the same with Cartoon Animator 4. So I've opened it up, and now I can start to import all the different PNG files, and then I also just have to layer them accordingly. Okay, so what you now need to do is you click on that, and you can, let's just say prop, and there you go. So let's do the floor and wall too. That one will be right at the back, and so there it is. And there you go. So now we also have a reference where we need to place all the other props, like the couch or the chair, the bed, etc. So now we have a rough idea where we need to place everything. So I'm also just going to make sure, let's make this minus 50, because that will be right at the back. And now let's import the next one. So let's import the bed, and there you go. The bed is roughly at the right place. So let's undo. Okay, and let's make that minus 45, because we want it to be roughly we need to use that shadows as our reference where it needs to be. So I have an idea, it needs to be roughly around about there. Okay, so the bed is in. Now let's do the next one. Let's do the chair, and this one we can move to the front, so let's make it 100, and we drag it there. But now you see the legs aren't exactly where it needs to be, so we can just resize it so that it fits nicely. There you go. Not entirely, so let's just, and there you go. So the chair is right where it needs to be, and let's import the next one. The chandelier will go to the top. That is at the perfect place, so let's leave it at 0. Let's get the next one. Flower pot is at the back, so this is minus 50, so let's make this one minus 49, and then we drag it to where it needs to be, right roughly about there, and we import those are all the lights, so let's mirror. There you go, and this one needs to be in front of the bed, so let's make it minus 40, and we move it to place round about there. I think that is perfect. And so you basically import everything that you need to import. That one is perfect. Let's make that one also minus 45, because it needs to be in front of the bed right about there. And I think the table, and then the wardrobe. So the table, exactly. So the table, we want it to be in front or behind the table or the chair, but again we need to resize it so that it match the reflection. There you go. And then finally the wardrobe, props, and the wardrobe, there you go. And we can move that one also right about there. And there you go. So there I have imported all the different layers. Now remember, if you can actually leave out all these reflections, and then you can, for instance, the chair, you can place a chair there, you can mirror it, so you can maybe place a chair this side. So you can move around, but now you can see the reflection is there. So if you want, when you export all your different layers, you can leave out the reflections, and it will make it so much easier, because now you can move around everything where you want it to be, and it makes life so much easier, and you can really customize your scene a little bit. So what I would suggest you do is don't add those reflections and shadows in your when you export everything. Leave that out, and it will just make your scene a lot more how can I put it, yeah, you can customize everything. And when you edit everything with Cartoon Animator 4, you can export all your different layers separately, and then inside your editing software, when you import all those videos, you can add those reflections again. So that is something great. So you can always add it later on in your editing software. So basically, guys, that is it. Or what you can do is you can actually do it inside Cartoon Animator 4. Let me show you quickly how you can do it. So let's take the chair. We want to place it there. Copy. So we've duplicated, and now what we do is we flip it horizontally. We drag it just behind the front chair. We add it so that it matches, and now you just drop the opacity. Okay, so here's the opacity, and there you go. So now you've got a great reflection that you've custom made, right? And then you can basically link the two. So let's link the two. You link it, and now okay, it didn't link, so you take that one and you link it to that one. Okay, I think now it is linked. So there you go. And now you have created your very own reflection. And so what I would suggest you do is you don't export those reflections. You add them inside Cartoon Animator 4, and now you've got your very own, how can I put it, your very own customized scene that you can move the furniture around. So guys, I hope this video has helped you to create great looking backdrops for your animations when you use Cartoon Animator 4. Let me know what you think. If there's any other topics you want me to cover in future videos, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys next week with another video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and also click on that little notification bell so that you can get notified every week when I upload a new video. So from me, God bless. I will see you guys next week. Happy animating.